Week 4 of the NFL is in the books, and that means you have another week of our Steal a Player series if you're new around here. How it works is every team that won during the week gets to steal a player from the team that they beat. The only rule is that they must trade their highest overall starter for the starter that they're taking at that position, so keep that in mind. First up, we had the Detroit Lions take care of business against the division rival Green Bay Packers. 34-20. Montgomery had 3 touchdowns on the ground. So trading him away would not make it too much sense, man. He's balling for the Lions. They already stole Terrell. So Jair would be a slight upgrade, but the biggest upgrade would be Rashawn Gary. The Lions have a 66 overall Reeves Maben. So they go up 23 overalls at left outside linebacker. The Jaguars in London got the W against the Falcons 23-7. Right now, Lawrence is their highest overall player. So why not try to protect them a little bit better? While they could go for Jesse Bates or Lindstrom, Bakhtiari makes the most sense because they still have Brandon Scherf for right guard who has abilities, but they go up 12 overalls at left tackle and they gain more abilities by giving up Cam Robinson. Buffalo almost dropped a 50 burger on the Miami Dolphins 48-20. Absolutely insane game. Now they've made some nice additions during this experiment, man. You have Jonathan Allen, you have Max Crosby on defense, but right now they're starting Zach Wilson at QB. So while most teams would take Tyreek or Ramsey or even Derwin, the Bills already have great players at those positions, so why not take someone else? Weaken a division rival and go up 17 overalls at QB by snagging Tua. The Vikings got their first win of the season, 21-13 over Carolina. After looking at who the Panthers had left, the best option had to be to upgrade the O-line. They lost O'Neal to the Chargers, had to get Pipkins back in return. So now they get a much needed upgrade at right tackle. Before we keep going, I gotta thank you guys for helping me get up to 176 people that have downloaded Royal Match using my link in the description. I have 1 week left to get to the goal of 200 people, man. Only 24 of you amazing subscribers need to click the link. It takes literally 1 minute. You don't even have to play it, man. Once you download it, it helps me out tremendously. It's free. There are no ads on the game, which is why I'm enjoying it so much. I'm already over 500 levels in. I play it literally every day. A lot of my friends and family do as well. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. Thank you to everyone that helps me. I greatly appreciate it. Now the Broncos, another team that got their first win of the season, 31-28 over Chicago. They need a lot of help. The morale is down all over the team. And the best upgrade they could make is actually not at the linebacker position. It's on the offensive line. You get a rookie with hidden dev and Darnell Wright, and instead of starting Austin Jackson, you go up a solid 7 overalls and help out the offensive line for Russell Wilson. If you're a Falcons fan, you might want to mute the next 10 seconds because the Baltimore Ravens beat the Cleveland Browns 28-3, pummeling their division rival. They're up to 3-1 on the season, man. Their team is looking stacked. They did lose Lamar Jackson, and they could steal Justin Herbert, but that means after 4 weeks, Myles Garrett will still be on the Browns. It is what it is. You can't pass up a quarterback this good. Cleveland lives to fight another day with their best player. Herbert is now in Baltimore. Don't look now, but CJ Stroud and the Texans are absolutely balling. They get another W, this time 30-6 over the Steelers, up to 2-2 on the season. Burrow would make the most sense, but the way Stroud is playing, I don't know, man. I think his overall's only gonna go up in the next few weeks, and Houston has to be really happy with the way he's playing, so instead, they're gonna get him some more help at wide receiver and take Devontae Adams from Pittsburgh. In return, they give up Robert Woods. The Los Angeles Rams, led by Puka Nacua, caught the W over the Colts in overtime, 29-23. Speaking of guys that are gonna get their overall increased very soon, and they're gonna get Cooper Kupp back soon, man. Hey, look out for Los Angeles. Now, they could steal Lamar Jackson from Indy, but Stafford is quietly having himself a pretty good season, so instead, why not boost their offensive line, get him some more help and some more protection by taking Laramie Tunsil from the Colts. The first team to score 20 points or more against the Saints in like 12 or 13 weeks, I believe, is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Led by Baker, they're up to 3-1 on the season after beating New Orleans 26-9. Now, Baker already has Jay Jettas to throw to, but now he's gonna have Derrick Henry to hand it off to. All of a sudden, the Buccaneers Buccaneers are looking like one of the scariest offenses in this experiment. They upgrade 20 overalls at RB. Philadelphia caught a W in overtime. I don't know what it is. Commanders always play us close. 34-31, Philly stays undefeated. Scary Terry would be the pick for most teams. Same with Buda Baker, but Justin Simmons makes the most sense. Philly already took Harrison, a hitman from Minnesota. And while Reed Blankenship is playing well, you can't pass up a 15 overall upgrade at free safety. Tennessee caught the W against Cincy, 27-3. They're up to 2-2 on the season. Now this is one of the easier ones of the video, especially when you see that Jeffrey Simmons is listed at left end on the ESPN depth chart for Tennessee. So them snagging Aaron Donald at right end would make their D-line OP. Oh. Like the video for those bars, man. Stop playing with me. So they're going to trade away ऊOther and take back a 99 overall Donald to boost their already stout defense. The Chargers catch the W, 2-2 on the season. They win 24-17 over the Raiders. Right now they have Tannehill at quarterback, but they're actually going to look on the defensive end for an upgrade. Their roster's still really good, but they're going to get even better by trading away JC Jackson for Patrick Surtain. Dallas with a dominant win over New England, 38-3. Now they already have one of the best O-lines in football, and most teams would take Josh Allen, but I think the Cowboys are pretty happy with the way Dak's playing, so they're going to stick with him at quarterback and instead upgrade their offensive line even more by snagging David Andrews from the Patriots. San Francisco just keeps on winning, and it's time to put McCaffrey in MVP conversation if he's not already there. 35-16, they beat the Cardinals, and this one was really easy, man, because on ESPN's depth chart, Micah Parsons is now listed back at right outside linebacker. Now the Niners don't have to trade away Bosa, who's listed at right end. They don't have to trade away TJ Watt, who's listed at left outside linebacker. They're still getting rid of a good player in Dre Greenlaw, but now they get back 99 overall Parsons, and they easily have the best defense in this experiment. The Chiefs took on the Jets on Sunday Night Football. They caught the dub 23-20, and believe it or not, Kansas City, who already lost Patrick Mahomes, is gonna be taking Sauce Gardner from the Jets. In return, they give up L'Jarius Sneed. So let's see how Gardner does in a Chiefs uniform. Speaking of Patrick Mahomes, his new team in this experiment, Seattle, won last night 24-3 over the Giants. They're up to 3-1 on the season, and now they're gonna help out their offense even more. They could take Saquon, but Walker's having himself a season, so instead they're gonna upgrade the left tackle position. Charles Cross is good, but Andrew Thomas is better. So now let's simulate all the way to the Super Bowl, see who would win if the roster stayed like this for the rest of the season. We have the Seahawks taking on the Jaguars, Lawrence versus Mahomes. The Raiders made it to the AFC Championship game. The Eagles made it to the NFC Championship game. Dak Prescott led the league in terms of passing yards. Mac Jones in the top 5 with Tua. Here's everyone that got more than 3,000 passing yards on the season. Allen struggled in New England. Dak Prescott led the league in passing touchdowns. He might go ahead and win MVP, but some of the ratios are kind of nasty. McCaffrey, of course, leads the league in rushing yards. Saquon was a close second. Here's everyone that had more than 1,000 rushing yards. And then rushing touchdowns, McCaffrey and Ramondre tied up at 18. A bunch of guys had 10 or more. Cooper Kupp came back and dominated the league. Most receiving yards, Devontae was second in the league. Kupp and Diggs top 2 in terms of receptions. Freiermuth had the most for any tight end. Everett was second. Adams in Houston was balling with CJ Stroud. He tied for the most receiving touchdowns. Von Miller, 21.5 sacks, leads the league. Hutchinson, Rousseau, Bosa, and Donald in Tennessee. Rounding out the top 5, Tomlinson, 23 tackles for loss, most in the league. And then 7 picks for Warner and Dean to lead the entire NFL. Bucks had 2 guys in the top 3. Jalen Hurts wins MVP. Tua ends up second on the Bills. Dak ends up third. OPOY goes to Devontae on the Texans. DPOY goes to Von. In the NFC, it went to Fred Warner, and Hurts wins OPOY and MVP. You don't see that too often anymore. Here are his stats in case case you were wondering, man, not the most passing yards. Had a really good ratio, 28-4 touchdown receptions, 690 yards on the ground, and then 9 more touchdowns. So that's pretty good. Here we go, man. Mahomes back in the Super Bowl for the Seahawks, man. He has a really nice wide receiver core. Really nice running backs as well. Charbonnet with an 18-yard gain on his first carry. Here's Mahomes' first pass. He finds his tight end. Big 3rd and 8. A few plays later, right around field goal range. You need to get a little bit closer. 5-man rush. Nice pass by Mahomes. So I'm a little confused. Right now, the Seahawks have no injured players. And Mahomes still has Lockett and Metcalf, as you can see, as the 1 and 2 in the depth chart. But when you get out there, they're nowhere to be found this entire drive. And then you have Charbonnet, who's good, playing the entire drive. Like, where's Kenneth Walker? Where's Lockett? Where's Metcalf? The game is just broken. I have no idea why it's like this. Let me know if you guys have ever experienced this during your franchises. Mahomes still making it work, though. Let's see if he's able to punch this bad boy in. No, he's going down. Seattle's gonna settle for the 3. I'm curious to see if it's the same thing for the Jaguars. I see Zay Jones out there. Now, Tank Bigsby, I think, is at running back, so it might be the same thing going on. Lawrence tries to go to Kirk. Instead, it's a pick 6, and Seattle's up 2 possessions early. They're gonna have to dig themselves out of this hole against a team that has Mahomes. Now, they do score a touchdown, and heading into halftime, they actually take the lead. So we have ourselves a football game. We'll hop back in if it's really close. 3rd and 19, a couple plays later, man, you gotta wonder what this will look like if Mahomes had his wide receivers. I mean, what the heck, EA? Patrick still throwing lasers. 1st down, Seattle. Now, the clock continues to tick. Gotta get in field goal range. Patrick over the middle. Eskridge has been balling on this drive. Less than 30 seconds. They're at the 39. This will be like a 56-yarder. Mahomes wants the touchdown. Eskridge inside the 5. 2 seconds left. They're going for the win. Mahomes, last play of the Super Bowl, incomplete. And Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars are Super Bowl champions in this simulation. There you have it, man. I don't know what happened, why it happened, but yeah, Seattle did not have their top wide receivers. Neither did the Jaguars, looks like. Agnew was balling, but I don't see Kirk. I don't see Ridley. Don't even see Zay Jones. So yeah, I don't know. Both teams had to deal with it, which is unfortunate. You want to see the best talent out there, but hey, it wasn't even playing field. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Please download the link if you're watching this late and you haven't already, man. I only have 1 week left. Thank you so much.